Welcome back to Switched to Linux. Well, oh, now the cat meows. And the cat has meowed. Alright, welcome back. Well, yeah, the kitty is, the kitty likes looking out the window. I usually have the window closed and stuff because it messes with the green screen, so as long as the window stays open, she hangs out over there. She's still scratching some stuff off. Both kitties got a bath today. I recruited help from co-host, aka Lipster, to make sure I rustle the cats into the bathroom at the same time to douse them down. And yeah, they had a lot more bugs on than we were thinking. And then now they have pretty little collars, and if that doesn't clean stuff up soon, then they get sprayed down with pesticide. I don't really want to use that option, but they are getting there. She's still a little itchy and scratchy over there. I think I should call her the itchy and scratchy show, right? Just put the camera right on it. Would I get a copyright violation for that? Put a camera on my cats while they're doing all this and call it the itchy and scratchy show? You gotta see it. I mean, look at this. She's just going at it. She's just like, yeah, I'm going over here. And then she'll probably change directions, go itch the other side next. Yeah, you, we're talking about you. Whole world is watching the itchy and scratchy show. Yeah, you. Yeah. You. We're talking about you. Whoa, I reran the intro. Sorry about that. Ah, she ran away. Alright, well today we're going to talk about installing KDE on Linux Mint, but actually I was just emailed something within the last, I guess, hour or so, and so we want to talk a little bit about that, a little bit of a pre-show. I'm not going to record the part, so you guys seeing it live will see it, and anybody who is a patron supporter will also see this as well, but I'm probably not going to keep it up in the long run, so we'll introduce the mystery topic shortly, but let's go ahead and over to the comments and have a look at who's around. Whoa, there we are. Lamarck, greetings, Lucid Theming. How's it going there? 512. Yep, and I do believe that what we're going to do is put Plasma 512 on Linux Mint. Alex says a 500 internal server error. Oh no, YouTube, don't do it. Come back, YouTube. Cool War Boy, greetings there. Craig Lilmus says KDE 4. I mean, I didn't use 4 much. I really like 5. Let's see. Please let the internet gods bless with no buffering today. Yes. Yesterday my internet just kept on cutting in and out. It caused a lot of problems in the stream. We would have had a lot more viewers on that stream if it didn't do that. So let's see. Yes, it was. If you're reading this, reset your router before starting. I shouldn't need to reset it a lot. Maybe just every now and again. I am going to drop volume. My mic is a lot better, so I should get a lot better sound quality today. Tell me now how the sound quality is, but I'm trying not to have it be too loud. So there we are. There we are. Now I'm just under the red line peak. All right. Switch to Windows 10. No. Definitely not a Windows 10 thing. Yeah, Libre Secure, I'm with you. You people disgust me. Paper Bag, we are not going to ask you about your relationship with Microsoft. We're just not going to. Brendan McEllis, greetings. I like some features of KDE, but use all GDK apps. Prefer XFCE or Mate. All right. New channel name, Cheating on Linux. Yeah. I'll be running it entirely from a Windows computer, right? Screws with the wrists real bad. Yeah, gaming could give you a bad case of carpal tunnel syndrome, that's for sure. Amazing amount of pain and agony. I actually skipped work today. Ouch. I'm sorry. That's not good. I think it's just too much gaming. Did nothing but gaming on the PC in the last 3 days because I had off. Yeah. Or just, you know, play games with controllers. That would work too. Can a game without mechanical key? I can't game without a mechanical keyboard though. Some games require I press a lot of keys at once, and my mech keyboard has N rollover, so I can do that. Regular keyboards don't have the feature. Okay. Madden 2008 under wine. Yeah, there's a nice new game. You know, the good thing is if I do switch back to console gaming, I can install Linux on the main rig. I already tried using it on a USB drive, and all my hardware works perfectly. Good. I have a problem with KDE and DDE due to screen tearing. Huh, okay. What is the drivers and stuff you're using there? Or the, what's the hardware, I guess? With Linux, all distros, when my main PC was downloading or uploading information, I'd hear static in my speakers. Didn't do that on Windows. There might be something up with that. I don't know. I'm doing a live stream installing GNOME on Linux Mint just for fun. I probably could. I mean, I did get Budgie on Linux Mint. So I'm guessing I could do GNOME on it. Maybe that's something to do. You see a lot saying that Cinnamon official apps run pretty good with GNOME. Probably. Wouldn't be a bad thing to try this sometime, though. How about if I build the Super Mint computer? It has every desktop environment. I can't stand GNOME either, personally. But it'd be a cool thing to do. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean nobody likes it, you know? It'd be a good thing to do, to teach somebody how to run the desktop they want on Linux Mint. That'd be neat. It's an app for kids who can't read or write good. No longer need the center. Have the app now. Huh. Greetings, Mark. How's it going there? Cinnamon drives from GNOME, but it's lightweight in comparison. Yes. Cheap Amazon speakers anyway. Be honest, I'm just going to buy better quality ones. Nothing as bad as GNOME. No doubt about it. GNOME isn't that bad if you have a computer with good specs. I still just don't like the user interface. That's the problem I have with GNOME. I don't have system resource issues. I don't generally run low-spec computers. Let's see. GNOME is not good on tablets. I originally looked at GNOME and said, wow, this would be really good at tablets. The problem is tablets don't generally have a lot of resources. And so if you could get GNOME running on a tablet, the problem is it's so system heavy, it will run like molasses. It'll be a really bad user experience. Actually, I know. I actually picked up one of the hybrid tablet PC combos to run GNOME on it. It was such a bad experience. It was not worth it. It looks promising on a tablet. The UI would work very well with a tablet. It's just too system heavy to do it. That's the problem. I'm booted through Mint. Have been all day. Very good. GNOME would choke on the ThinkPad. 66 gigs of DDR3 memory. Huh. Greetings, Paperbag Man. I'm doing well. I don't like the fact you can't change how Windows 10 looks. Hey, you can choose between a light theme, a dark theme, and you can change the accent color. What are you complaining about? Having the strange luck installing Mint Cinnamon on my laptop installed, but after initial reboot and after installing it goes black screen. If I force reboot, goes into recovery. It sounds like you might be booting it with is there an NVIDIA card in there? You might need to get in there and get some NVIDIA drivers working. That's one of the things that would cause that. There are so many comments. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of them to see where I can get to. Third-party themes. Just as before, do grub repair. Windows 10 pretty customizable. Okay, boot up USB for repairs. I agree. Windows 10 theming nowhere near as good as the distros, but I'm content with the options 10 gives me. Okay. If I weren't training to become an IT technician, I wouldn't even use Windows at all. Yeah, that's the unfortunate. And you know, if you're in the field of technology, that's actually why I do run all 3 operating systems every day, because I'm in a developer type field. I need to know how they all work. I need to test things on all devices, and it's, you know, it's useful to know the knowledge like that. Okay. Whoa, I'm just now getting to the comments. What am I doing? Am I doing? Yes, I am doing a Our Walk in Christ stream at 9 Eastern tonight. So in 2 hours, I'll be on my other channel. Yes, she is coming out more. Oh, she's so cute. Look at that. Look at that cuteness. How can you resist that cuteness? Keegan, greetings. All right, well, I've hit the bottom of the comments. I'm just going to go ahead and leave a marker there. Woo! I ate before the stream. I usually don't eat until 10 o'clock at night usually, so it's weird. I'm getting a little tired from eating all that chicken beforehand. All right. So let's go ahead and jump in. Before we actually get to the KDE and Linux Mint, this was just emailed to me, so I'm just learning about this. But it does appear that the Copperhead project may be dead. DOA. Of course, they're saying officially they're not dead. Of course, I ran Copperhead for a month. I liked Copperhead. In fact, I even recommended in a comment or something today somebody used Copperhead. But I liked it when I ran it. I liked the security aspects of it. I was having a lot of challenges building it. I found repos would go up and down. Build instructions were oftentimes missing a lot of things. There were a lot of issues and a lot of challenges. Well, this actually just came up about 3 days ago, I guess. It was just emailed to me today. And this is from the Reddit Copperhead OS page. And apparently, so James is the like the CEO or whatever, who is really the one trying to push all the money stuff. And I gotta say, this is really where their downfall was. They were trying to say, here's this privacy-focused OS, and let's figure out how to make a lot of money on it. And they were selling Pixel phones for like $1,000. I can go on Craigslist and buy a Pixel phone for $200 right now. I haven't checked in a couple months, but last time I saw the Pixels, they were that. I bought my Nexus 5X. Where is my Nexus? There it is. I brought my Nexus 5X off of Craigslist for $200. In fact, had to drive over to another city about 50 miles out, but I was happy to drive 50 miles out, and we did the trade, and phone works great. I've been running that phone now as my only phone for I think 3 or 4 months now. Love it. Love it. Works great. But this is a kind of correspondence between James, who is essentially like the president of the company, and Daniel, who owns 50% of the company and does pretty much all of the coding, every bit of it. Well, apparently there was a power struggle, and James effectively kicked him out of the company. And so Daniel, because apparently there was some attempt to compromise the OS, and I have no details about that. I have no clue. But Daniel, who is the main developer, destroyed the keys, meaning that there will be no more Copperhead updates. Now, the company is saying we're supporting the updates and all this, but the programmer who has it did delete the keys, meaning that no other future update is going to be accepted by the system. All right, so if I go over to their main site looks much the same, but if you actually go over to releases, just check out my videos about Copperhead just a month ago or so. I think it was maybe a month and a half ago is when I did the first couple videos on it. You will see there are now only 2 releases listed. There used to be like 8 on this page. Let's go download the source, shall we? The open source. There are no public repositories. So apparently you cannot download the code and verify it. So effectively, does this mean it's open source or not? Now, of course, part of the debate is that the licensing is a GPL, I think. It is the license that requires the ability to pass us off. And so you see, what you see here is a lot of correspondence where Stern Cat is Daniel, who is the main developer, and he is kind of answering people's questions, basically saying that as it is right now, according to Daniel, Copperhead cannot be updated any further. They're working, I guess. The rest of them, I guess, are working on a way to do that. But there's a lot of shakiness in the world. So if you're looking for a custom ROM right now for a phone, I would, until this blows over, I would probably steer clear of Copperhead. These are the types of things that kill companies. And take this as a business lesson. If you're doing business deals with people, make sure everything is up front. And this is why it's better to not work in official partnership type relationships. Of course, Dave Ramsey is a fan of saying that the only ship that doesn't sail is a partnership. Partnerships divide friends. They divide families. It's possible to do it, but the better way is, like, I actually have a percentage stake in my brother's video game company. I run all his servers and stuff like that. And in light of all of that, he owns the company. I don't own any part of that company, even that little percent. Technically, he owns it, and we have a contract that I get a certain percentage of any proceeds. And that's really the way to do it. And I'm helping somebody right now get a YouTube channel launched. And as I help him get that YouTube channel launched, I don't want anything of it. I want his success to be his success. And I want us to maintain a friendship. Okay. And so with that being said, you want to make sure that you are putting things together in such a way that you don't get into this situation. Because where they have degenerated into is they've taken an operating system that, even though I have been running Lineage again for a few weeks now, and I ditched Copperhead, I ditched it because there were a few practical use case scenarios that I needed on my phone that Copperhead didn't support for whatever reason, but I still would have recommended that over Lineage. But the problem is, as of right now, it seems there is a lot of chaotic mess going on. There are disagreements. There are statements being made on both sides that many of them are contradictory. And a company cannot thrive in that type of environment. So I would advise you to steer clear of Copperhead for a little bit. A lot of it, I'm not going to comment on that. But you can see here that there's a lot of people asking questions. So here is the programmer Daniel releasing some Twitter posts saying that Copperhead is making false copyright and licensing. There's various different things. A lot of people are actually asking, what do we do? Who do we trust? Some of the guys, I forget which one it is, that the operating system that Free Software Foundation works on, has actually reached out to Daniel to say, we would love your talents. So maybe we see Daniel go over and start doing things with the Librem phone, or with the Free Software Foundation phone. Well, I forget what the name of that phone is. And so it's interesting, and I hope that this guy has the best. And honestly, I don't wish bad of Copperhead, but the challenge here is, even me, in the 1 month I was running Copperhead and attempting to build it for somebody, I was unsuccessful many times. I saw their Reddit posts go up and go down and go up and go down, such to the point where I had to go onto the Internet Archive to grab copies of the build guides again. I got inconsistencies in how certain things built. I got inconsistencies in a variety of different things. And so that is kind of the situation. Be wary of this. And needless to say, there are a lot of people that actually paid a lot to Copperhead for security updates into 2020 and beyond. And Daniel is saying the signing keys are gone. It will not work. Copperhead is trying to say they will. But honestly, the guy saying that doesn't know anything about how coding works, and signing keys are kind of important. And that's kind of it. So I don't know what to think of this. I just got this. You guys now know all the information I know about it. Like I said, this was just sent to me a little bit before the show, but I thought this was important enough to pass on in the live stream. So that's that. I'm going to jump back over to the comments, and then we'll dive into our main topic for the day. Greetings, DistroTube. I see you just jumped on, and I guess Tim is here. I didn't see your name there yet, but we'll get there. Dronefly, Northwest Linksmint getting an AT3 NMASC, 0 errors. Any ideas? Hard drive doesn't have any bad sectors. No, I don't. I am not a technical enough guy to know what that would mean. You actually don't need to install KDE on 19. You can update KDE 3.18 to 19 by editing source files. But I'm talking about somebody who downloads 19 and wants to get KDE running. Having hot dogs right now. Greetings, Lamer Linux. Lineage OS it is. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little still leery of Lineage because of their whole April Fool's junk. But at the same token, I gotta say, there is nothing on my phone that I wished worked a different way. I mean, I really enjoy Lineage as an OS. It's cool to be able to catch a stream on the road. Well, greetings, Tim. How's it going there? While the wife is doing her shopping. All right. Well, I am happy to bring entertainment to your drudgery in the vehicle. Okay, Love Resurrection Remix. Yes, that is. I think that is the one, right? Because using NVIDIA and tearing happened and installed Novi drivers becomes better. There's still some tearing, especially visible. Okay. Greetings, DistroTube. How's it going there? Alright. Usually have a fast food or frozen meals. So unhealthy. Not fat or anything, but dang, I'll get cancer or something. Yeah, you might. You might. Alright. Pizza. How's it going there, pizza? Pizza. Alright. Okay, gonna make more apps to help keep Windows Phone alive. I really enjoyed the Windows Phone I had it. I know, don't crucify me. I mean, that was a long time ago, too. But I enjoyed the Windows Phone. It's just, man, unstable. And that was kind of before all of the perpetual spying. I wouldn't touch one these days, personally. But, I don't know. I might, honestly, because, frankly, the reason I didn't care about Copperhead is for sure probably more secure. I don't really use my phone for anything that I need a boatload of security on, in all honesty. Greetings, Anarita. How are you? Let's see if there's anything else I want to get to. Yes, Replicant. I'll have to look into Replicant. Political Monkey, greetings. Sounds like Copperhead devs were shagged pretty hard. Yeah, that seems to be a fallout between the Copperhead devs that were like, we want to build secure operating systems, and the CEOs who's like, give me money. That seems to be what was going on, but I don't know. Tearing on i3? Whoa, that's an accomplishment. Best AutoCAD alternative. There is an open source AutoCAD, but I don't know what it is off the top. All right, let's go ahead and dive on into our main topic for the day. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to jump back and forth between some virtual machines and some different screens. And so let's go ahead and boot up my Linux Mint over here, and then we're going to start my recording, and then we're going to go ahead and go. And I think I did fix the audio sync. I realized yesterday after making a big deal about fixing the audio sync, what I didn't know is when you fix the audio sync, you have to duplicate the fix across all of your scenes on OBS. I didn't know that. Fascinating. All right, let's go ahead and start recording, and we will re-roll this, and I will be back to the comments when we are done with this segment. Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, today we are going to have a look at installing KDE on Linux Mint 19 Beta. Of course, a lot of people like the KDE desktop environment. There's also a lot of people that don't. I personally like it. It's one of my favorite ones. I really, in fact, my main media PC, the hard drive actually has Linux Mint KDE on it, Linux Mint 18.3 KDE. And I love it. It's really good. But of course with 19, they dropped the KDE desktop option. And I've heard a lot of people say, you could switch to Kubuntu, or you could switch to Neon, or maybe Manjaro KDE. All would be great choices. But if you really love Linux Mint as I do, and Linux Mint just does the work for you, like it does for me, why not just add KDE to your Linux Mint computer? Of course, I did this with Budgie a little while back, so you can check out that video. So if you want to run the Budgie desktop environment, and I had zero problems with my Budgie, Linux Mint Budgie computer. So I don't have any real evidence that installing an extra desktop is going to cause any problems. There might be a few things here and there. And as I install this, what I found in my initial test is there were some things we needed to fix and correct. So let's go ahead and jump on over to the desktop and have a look at it. So let me go ahead, I'm going to move me up there in the comment section, and then we'll go ahead and jump over to our desktop. Now, if you are a basic installer, if you install your operating systems like me, what I generally do on some of my computers is I set it to auto login. You are going to want to turn that off if you are running multiple desktop environments, because you choose your desktop environment on your login screen. So if you do not know how to do that, you need to hop on over to the system settings and then go on down to your login window. You will need to enter your password. And when you get to your login window here, click on over here to users. This is allow manual login, and I forget exactly what this is. I think this is typing the name. Or you can also hide the list of the usernames. What this is going to do, this is an extra measure of security in that Linux Mint by default will show you a list of all of the active users. So you can go ahead and click on that, and that will hide that if you want to be able to enter those in. I don't care. I don't have any issues with those. You can turn on or turn off guest editions, but the setting we are concerned with is auto login. So of course there's a place here where if you auto, whatever username you put here is going to auto log into that user. So all you need to do is simply clear that. So now once that is cleared and you reboot your system, then what we're going to find is it's going to reboot into the login window instead of the operating system. Okay, so here it is bringing us to our login screen instead of the desktop. So on Mint, and each one of your login screens are going to be different. This is similar Mint, Ubuntu, things like that. In most of your desktop environments, either right here by your username or it will be up in the upper corner is where you will choose your desktop environment. So if I pull this down, you'll see we only have Cinnamon on here. Our Cinnamon default, of course, if you have all of your graphics drivers and everything running, the default is what the basic default one. It will fall back to software rendering if you don't. Since we have VirtualBox, I'm just going to go ahead and select the software rendering to boot into this. All right, and we're just going to go ahead and log into the system. And now we are logged into our system here. So what we're going to do is, this is really two simple commands to do this. So, and there's a few ways to do this. This is the easiest way. And what this is actually going to allow us to do is, since the Linux Mint is based on Ubuntu, we can backport the Kubuntu PPA backports and install the Kubuntu desktop, which is KDE. So there are other ways to do this. We're just going to kind of do it like this. So I'm just going to copy this from my, and I'm just going to run this command in the terminal. So sudo add apt repository PPA Kubuntu PPA backports. Have to enter my password. That's going to have us hit enter to confirm that we are going to add this PPA. That is done. Actually, I missed a step. We also need to update the, we need to run the update, and we need to do a dist update. Let's just go ahead and do this one first. We need to run the update in order to do that. Okay, so now, and I forgot these, so we're going to add to this sudo apt update. Let let me just go ahead and put the $sign in front of it so you know what I'm talking about there. And you also need to do a sudo apt. I think it's dist upgrade. That one might not be right, but I think that's it. Okay, that's going to install some extra information there. This is pulling in your Kubuntu desktop items. And then when that is done with its thing, then we are going to do this. So this will take just a moment. Now, there are going to be a couple of steps that we're going to want to do after this. What I found is doing this method, it does not actually bring all of your basic KDE applications with you. Which to me, that was great because it meant that I didn't have a lot of extra bloated things. Linux Mint Cinnamon tools are awesome. They are all still there. What I did find, though, is that some of the system tools where it was expecting a KDE version don't show up. So things like your terminal end up not being in the menu lists. So when we get this running, we're going to boot this back up into KDE. I also will often need to run the resolution correction on VirtualBox. You should not need to do that if you're installing this on real hardware or not. But certainly on a VirtualBox, you will need to do that. So we'll run through that command. So it's not just as easy as this. That technically gets KDE on there, but there's a few extra steps you're going to want to do. Stuck at 98%. Okay, is Kubuntu better? Let's see. Report you for, I'm guessing that's a pornography link. Yep. Later. Do I have a mod on here today? Pizza, you're a mod. Keep an eye out for those guys, dude, if you can. And if anybody else needs to be modded, let me know. All right. Now we're going to run our last one. So we're going to install the Kubuntu desktop. Thanks, Spider Eyes. Yeah, I did as well. Oh, no, no problem. Yeah, you know what? Spider Eyes. I'm going to mod you, Spider, because you seem to be vigilant on these things. So, Spider Eyes, you're now a mod. Okay, this says it's going to take 3 minutes. So, I'm going to go ahead and have a look at comments. So, I'll cut back into the video in a bit here. So, let me come back over here. Let's come back to comments real quick. All right. The force pipeline boots up black screen. They worked, not perfect. XFCE can boot. Okay. The other video card. Heard the Mint boot up. Yep. Belgium here. How's KDE coming along on Terra? It actually worked okay on my initial tests. So hopefully this works for us today without any problems. I didn't find the problem on Cinnamon, GNOME, and Budgie. Okay. Processor, I think, not sure. Still Intel. Possible to do a video how to get GNOME on Mint 19. I will see if I can get that working. I'll give it a test. Looking nice and modern, but too much settings and customization, which drives my OCD nuts. Yeah. Like KDE, a lot of settings. Yeah, it can get easy to get lost in the settings. I really enjoy it though. We need a Linux advertising group to save everyone's soul from proprietary software. I agree. Pop of it. Oh boy, wouldn't care about not receiving profit because I wouldn't be doing it for profit. Yep. Yeah, I don't know why I missed those two in my notes initially, but I got it. I remembered, fortunately. Sudo app mine cryptocurrency and don't stop. Yeah, so I blocked the cryptocurrency miners on my network though, so you know. Is Kubuntu better than regular Ubuntu? I mean, I think it is. I like KDE better than GNOME, so I mean, I have a preference for that. So if they share the same folder, does it mean no special files for KDE or Cinnamon then? You know, on my other computers, I actually have a Debian install that runs Mate, Cinnamon, and KDE, and I don't notice any issues going between them. This is more of just a VirtualBox test. That other one is actually a production computer. And no, I don't notice any issues with it. All right. You have Ubuntu Studio. Yeah, Ubuntu Studio is cool. Update Ubuntu base, install a Mint to a Mint. Wait, can I update the Ubuntu base install to a Mint view? Well, you need to get the Mint because they actually alter the Ubuntu code a bit as well. Spammers abound. Yep. Be what you will, make videos on BSD. Hey, I have a pfSense router, so I did one video on BSD at least. Now you've attracted spammers, you know you've made it. Oh yes, oh yes. Now if those spammers can only leave money on my channel. Linux Mint 19 Unity. He's versatile with cinnamon and peppermint. They are just fine for newbies. Yep. Experts can also use cinnamon. When will be ready the non-beta version of Linux Mint? I think probably around the end of the month or so. Early. I think they might have actually said it like early July, I think, is when that should be coming. All right, we're done, so we're going to jump back over to our desktop here. Okay, so that went ahead and completed. So now what our step is going to be is to reboot the system. I'm going to go ahead and save that. Remember to, oh, not new, save. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and reboot the system. We're just going to do a full reboot. Logout should be just fine, but I'm going to go ahead and reboot it for caution. Okay, so we are just about to boot up here. We're kind of in the final stages of booting. So it's going to take us to our login screen. Only now on our login screen, we should have the extra option to boot into Plasma as well. So there is our Cinnamon. Now we have our Plasma showed up. So go ahead and enter our password, and we should see our Plasma boot splash screen here as it boots into Plasma. Now, for all of the bajillion settings in KDE, there is no place in the terminal, or excuse me, in the GUI to change the resolution. So you'll see here that the resolution is not set right. But we have a little challenge. And that is that this system, it doesn't find some of the utilities. So it may not find the terminal at all, which is one of those kind of like interesting things. What we're going to do though is, before we do anything else, let's go into About System. We can see that we are running 5.12.5 version of Plasma, Qt 5.9.5. We can see our kernel version. We're Linux Mint 19. Okay, so now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get access to a terminal. So what I'm going to do is right-click on the menu, and I want to say it's Edit Applications. So let's go down under our Utilities, and we're going to create a new item, and we're going to do Terminal. And I'm going to do Terminal. And the command, I think it is gnome terminal. I cannot remember exactly. So what I'm actually going to do, just for the purpose of this video, is show you how to find that. What I need to do is, let's just go into our main root of the computer. And inside of here, I don't play around in the root nearly as much as I should. I always get lost, and I forgot to double check where my systems are. So you guys that are the seasoned Linux guys are like, no, it's over here. I thought that's where it was, though. I think it's user. Share and applications. So user, share, applications. That's where we're going. My apologies. And what we want to do is we want to find a terminal. So properties on this guy. So this is the command gnome terminal. So I was right about the command. So if you wanted to figure out what's the command to Tomboy Notes, right click, property, Tomboy/search. So that's the command that you want to drop inside your command line there. You can give it an icon, so there should be a terminal icon here. So we'll go ahead and do that. Save that. And now under Utilities, now I should have access to a terminal. Not sure why the terminal's missing, but now we can actually access our terminal. Now the reason we need to access our terminal is, like I said, KDE, as much as I absolutely love it, there's always quirks and things. And the big quirk on KDE, there's nowhere in the GUI to change the screen resolution. It's insane, okay? Totally insane, because there is a setting for everything else in the universe but your resolution. So we're going to do xrand_r-s for set, and type in our resolution, which this monitor is 1920 by 1080. Booyah. Now we are full screen and working. Okay, so there's how we get our terminal set up. Now, of course, you'll see that we have our Mint updater down here. So we are fully running Linux Mint. We have all of the fun jazz now of KDE on Linux Mint. But one of the cool things is it did not actually give us all the bloat. It didn't copy over KDE and then bring every KDE application with it. I'm stuck now with just the ones that were in basic Linux Mint. For some reason, like I said, it doesn't bring that terminal. And if you find there's another application it's not bringing, you can probably add it. The terminal's the only one I found it doesn't bring with it, and I don't know why. But you'll see everything else does appear to be intact. Here's our settings, and actually we still have access to our main main Mint utilities in addition to the KDE ones. So here, of course, one of the things I really like about KDE is the ability to do themes. So if you go over here, we're going to go ahead and do that. Of course, if you know me, you know I'm privy to my oxygen theme. I really like the skeuomorphism of the oxygen theme. But of course, you can download new themes from online. It's loading data now. Go ahead and install some of these guys here. Just play with a few themes. There's a deepen theme for KDE. All right, so that should give us some themes. Okay, I'm going to close that. So now we have a few different themes we can play with. We might actually need to reset to see some of these apply, but can't remember. Okay, there's that one. Let me see what's air. I'm seeing if I can find the system I have on my one computer. It's a really nice transparency type system. Can't seem to find it. Oh well, that's okay. But anyway, you can go ahead and grab any of those themes, your colors, icons. Application styles. This is the thing that people get lost in KDE, but at the same time, it really is a good system. If you really like to customize your computer, that's what I like about it. We have the widgets. It's kind of back behind my picture here, but this is where you can add your widgets, and here's your widget menu. One of the things that I have noted, however, is that if you click under alternatives, we have the application launcher here. You also have the application menu. The application dashboard seems to have vanished in this. Can anybody that's using more recent version of this, is that something that they've gotten rid of, or is that something that just did not port into this build? I don't know the answer to that. But everything else, though, does seem to be pretty well intact. I really like this theme. This is a beautiful looking theme. Look at that. Very nice. And of course, the one of the only things that I don't actually like on KDE is I don't like Dolphin. I know a lot of people do. I don't like Dolphin. I find it slow and buggy. It just doesn't feel good. The cool thing about this one, Nemo, baby. I love the Nemo file manager. My favorite file manager. It just does everything I need it to do, but it has the speed. Dolphin does more. But the problem with Dolphin is it seems for me slow. And for a person that needs to move and navigate files back and forth very readily, it's I don't like I just don't like Dolphin for that reason. If you are new to KDE, of course, widgets, this allows you to add a variety of different widgets and things onto your desktop. So you can go ahead and do things like adding calendars, clocks. I use the clipboard tool frequently. Here's a CPU load monitor, device mounter, a folder view. See if there's anything else in here that seems pretty fun. All right, so now with this, you can go ahead and just drag these guys around. So you can set up a desktop the way you like your desktop to be set up. Clicking on things, you can, in this case, I can show the second hand. Now, also, there are a lot of different applications inside of KDE that will have the ability to have what you might call alternatives. So if you click on the alternative option, we can change this to a digital clock instead of an analog clock. So if you like digital or analog, whatever way you like, you can do that. And just going to drag this guy over here. So I have a clock, I have a CPU load, and then the calendar over here. We can configure the calendar. And the reason it's small like this is because the size is small. So we drag this around a little bit, grab this guy, increase the size, and we can get a full scale calendar like this. Drag it where we want it. And then now if you have all your widgets where you want them to be, either the bar that's behind my picture or there's another one down here on the taskbar, you can right click this and you can lock widgets, and that's going to lock anything from accidentally moving anything around. So that's one of the things I like about KDE is you have a lot more widgets. They seem to integrate and work a little bit better. You can put launchers on things. You have the same versatility with your taskbar, whether you want to run a dock, you can put your taskbar top, bottom, left, right. You can run launchers, just so many things. And by the way, all of these items, you can also drag and drop them right onto your taskbar. So if I wanted to keep the CPU load monitor, I can actually drag it down to the taskbar. Of course, you can see that takes up a lot of room on my taskbar. But maybe that's something that seems cool to you. You know, you have that option. And that's kind of what's cool about KDE. So you have all of those various options. So there is how to install KDE on Linux Mint 19. It seems to work pretty well. You need to remember that terminal command if you're running a VirtualBox. If you're not in a VirtualBox, that should not be a problem for you. And do fix that terminal command. I'm not sure why that terminal command doesn't come over, but easy fix. So that's my thought. What's your thought on running this? All right, I'll leave that open for a few minutes while I dig through comments. In case there's any questions on that, I can refer to it. Thing about KDE is you can't run applications as root. I'm pretty sure it depends on the distro, because I'm pretty sure I've run things in my Linux Mint as root. So this is, I guess, another thing about Dolphin. I'm pretty sure Dolphin does not allow you to do that. But if I come over here, open as root, password. Hey, I have a root file manager now. Look at that. So that might be dependent on the individual distro you're looking at rather than the desktop. But it also depends on which other applications you're looking at. I use the latte dock. No, I'm not a huge fan of docks. I really like CairoDock in some distros, some builds, but I'm not a huge dock fan. So I haven't looked at that one, actually. Mint with XFCE is really awesome. Cool. Like to test the full and official Mint 19. Yep. I love themes available for Mint. They look awesome. Making a web browser for Windows Phone called Webert. Cool. Best BSD I've tested, which is very user-friendly, is Ghost BSD. Yeah, that kind of messed me up. Give me a second. I got myself locked in. I gotta do... There it is. Whoops. My apologies. I clicked the buttons on my main OS, not on, not on the other one. I did a whoopsie. I clicked Control-Alt F2 on this because that actually changes, it goes into, it drops the whole system to the terminal. What it doesn't necessarily do is boot up a terminal in a window. Yeah, console is not there. That's what's wrong with it. And the reason is when you install this, it does not bring all of the KDE specific applications with it. That's what the challenge is. It's in the monitor section. It is not actually in the monitor section. So what you're talking about is the screen resolution. Go into your system settings. Down to display and monitor, there is no option for setting your resolution. I'll leave that there in case you tell me otherwise, but that's what you're looking at. There is no place to change the resolution. There is in some distros, there is a little box to click. Expand art and Booyah in the same sentence. Well, there you go. Come to switch to Linux, and that's what you get. What I like about XFC is you can take everything apart and put it back together fairly easily. Yep. Rocking with a 1280 by 1024 monitor. All right. Edit. Display category. Yeah, display and monitor are the same thing. It's the same thing. Some versions you had, there was a button down there and a way to adjust it, but it seemed to have been dropped for whatever reason. Skeuomorphism. Ew. Hey, I like my skeuomorphism. But that's the beauty of Linux. I love my skeuomorphism, and I can have my Web 2.0 skeuomorphic old-looking computer. And you can have a flat modern design, and Linux makes it all possible. Not being able to turn off transparency without messing with themes is annoying with KDE. For full Plasma experience without all the KDE bloat, you have to install Plasma and Plasma Desktop. You know what I did not specifically install is Plasma. Let's give that a try. Unable to locate package Plasma. Yeah. Cinnamon, you don't need to reset after changing the theme. You can see why KDE is an OCD nightmare. I'm done. It crashed. What? Greetings, Daniel. Okay, some settings on KDE don't even know what it's for. Ubuntu Desktop also installs the Plasma Desktop. Okay. Yeah, I looked everywhere for the dashboard. It is not in the widget list. It's not in the widget list. It's not in the alternative list. There is another one online you can grab, which is like a mini dashboard, but it's not a full dashboard. Too flat for you, Tom? Or are you liking flat themes now? This one's not too bad. The reason this one's not too bad is that it maintains a lot of transparency to it. I could tolerate this one for sure. It's not my preferred, but for sure. I like my theme like my Earth flat. Nice. If only directory Opus was available on Linux, that'd be fantastic. Yeah. I think the same. Prefer Nemo or Nautilus. I hate Nautilus. Oh, I hate Nautilus. But I love Nemo. Like Nautilus is just too. It tries to be too cute and too modern. I think that's kind of the problem with it. when is this stream going to be finished? We're kind of in final comments because I have another stream to prepare for. So, KDE replaces my love for Unity. I run Kden Live via App Image, and I really like the Breeze Dark theme. Very cool. Going back to Pop. All right. Nemo Nautilus searches are fast. See you later, MCS ePort. And Kubuntu, the dashboard option is in the widgets menu. If not, you gotta go find it in the Get More Widgets option. I looked for it, but let me go look for it again. All right, let's go ahead and come on over here. All right, so nothing in dashboard. Let's click the download new Plasma widgets. So this is the only thing you have now is the simple menu. So go ahead and install that one. So now we have the option here to run the simple menu. That looks like this, which not a fan personally, but that's that. So yeah, I can't find it. Can't find the dashboard now. If you can find it though, let me know where. I'd love to throw that on there. Kyrie's desktop environment. Nice. Greetings, Linux Mint 19. Kitson, how's it going there? What do you think about Kaja? I think Kaja is just fine. It strikes that perfect balance. It's nothing about it that's like super, ooh, it's amazing. But there's nothing about it that drives me crazy like Nautilus. It's good. Basically, it's good. What happened? Skeuomorphism for the win. I love it too. I don't like the flat cartoony appearance, honestly. Yep. Thinking Ubuntu, you can't install Plasma, just Kubuntu desktop. And that's essentially what we did, really. But it is recording as Plasma, though. So, okay, the only extra thing I wish XFCE had was an option for a full screen app menu like GNOME or Mac OS. Yep. Order now, there's more. I love the dashboard. Yeah, I don't know if it's just a fluke of this or if it's vanished. I'll have to boot up Neon to see what they did with it. That's the most indication. But yeah, that's what I would want to do is boot up Neon. But yeah, I don't like the dashboard for everything, but I like having the option of it. So actually on my production KDE machines, I actually run the main application menu where it normally is, but then I also have an application menu on there, that application dashboard on there, so that I can go to the dashboard when I need that too. Some audio issues where you're talking. There are sometimes audio clicks. I will listen back and see if I can find them. Thank you. It might be me clicking on keyboards. Might be that, because I'm clicking on keyboard. Brendan loves the simple menu. All right, cool. I think I'll check out Switch to Linux Christian stream tonight. Yes, I will be on the Christian stream in 1 hour. 1 hour on Our Walk in Christ. We're going to be talking about Psalm 119. Flabbergasted. Dashboard from KDE is one of my favorite things. I'm not saying it's completely gone. I'm just saying I can't seem to find it in this particular way to build it. Fix the visual glitches in the display settings. I think the... That's interesting. Now it's telling me that the display module monitor is not a valid configuration module. That's fascinating. Had on Linux machine before, never got this issue. Huh. KDE with NVIDIA is a no-go. That's sad. What USB maker program are you using? I mean, one of the reasons I like Linux Mint is it has its own built-in program that works beautifully. That's what I use. Off topic, but do the desktop environments have config files that let you alter settings you don't see in the preferences? Yes. Deconfeditor will do that. Some of it depends on which desktop. Like XFCE, a lot of the theming you can manually customize with CSS. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with that. But yeah, most themes and desktop environments have extra settings. That's what Deconfeditor is for. Greetings, Steve. We're about to wrap this one up, unfortunately. KDE has privacy issues. You can't remove or uninstall completely Clipman as part of the system. Yeah, if you're copying things in the clipboard, that certainly is an issue, especially if you're copying and pasting passwords a lot. I think that's the application you're talking about. Could be a VM issue. Check if you have K-Screen. I am not seeing K-Screen. Bible looks like a story of historical events. It's also a fascinating read. Yes, very good. Clipper copies everything you type. Annoying. It could be me clicking the keyboard. I mean, I'm not sure. I'll listen to it though to see. All right, see you later, Broken. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this guy up. So we are going to do a final call for comments. I'm going to shut down the VirtualBox now, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap this program up right with a feeding of the creature. I'm not sure where the other one is. I bet, though, we have a chance of getting a double catter tonight. We might have a chance of a double catter. Kitties! Uh-oh, we got a double catter, folks. We got a double catter. Whoa, I'm dropping the kitty cam. Houston, we have a double catter. All right. And you guys didn't see CJ tonight. Here's CJ today, and he's got a pretty little purple necklace now to fight the fleas, huh? And you smell like a fresh kitty because you've had a bath. All right, we got a double catter. Leave your final comments, and here you go, buddy. All right, this way, buddy. There you go, and there you go. We got a double catter. I think we're going to wrap it up there because they've already had some treats today, and we have another stream yet to do tonight. That's it, buddy. That's it for now. Come back in a couple hours, buddy. You get some more, okay? Get some more in a couple hours. Yes, you do. You're lucky you got any treats today. Because you didn't show up for work. Your sister had to take your place. Yeah, that's you. All right, let's do our final look at the comments. Installing case screen. Yeah, I shut everything down, so if I think of that, I'll try it. QEMU. I've not used QEMU. Yeah, Cool Warboy. I do a double catter when 2 cats show up. Key treats for all. Alright. I'll have to rewatch. My desktop doesn't do Wi-Fi well, so I had to rearrange my living room so I go back to a plugged-in Ethernet cable. Alright, very good. Okay. Yeah. Ethernet's definitely better than Wi-Fi, right, buddy? You want to show off your pretty purple collar? Yeah, want to show off your pretty purple collar? Yeah. Got a pretty purple collar, don't you? Yes, you do. And I hope it's doing its job. I'm done picking fleas off of you. Yeah, if the collar doesn't work, he's got to be sprayed down with some pesticides, unfortunately. But see how he does. I'll keep you guys up to date. All right. Cats are taking over the company. Yes, they are. Indeed. Yep. All right, guys. We'll see you in about 45 minutes or so. We'll be on the other channel at Our Walking Christ. So we'll see you guys over there if you want to be over there. If not, then we'll catch you on the next live stream. We should be doing news tomorrow. Of course, you can help support the channel at switchtolinux.com/support. You can learn about all the ways to help support the channel. Don't forget to check out the Patreon page, patreon.com/TomM. And there is a place where you can pick up a water bottle, a mouse pad, t-shirts, coffee cups, all sorts of other things at shop.switchtolinux.com. So thanks for hanging out. We will catch you guys later.